Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see from the title above, this is another story time. I think I lost my voice. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. This is a series if you don't know, so I'm going to leave the other videos down below for you guys. Check out those videos first, then come back to this video, or you might be confused on what's going on. Also, I don't know what it is, y'all, but when I get in the camera, it's like I lose my breathing skills. I don't know what it is. It's all the time too. Like I'll be feeling like out of breath, like bitch, I'll be struggling for air. My camera is a little cricket, y'all. There we go. This is the second time of me filming this video. I filmed this video yesterday, well, the day before yesterday, and as I was editing the video, I was literally cringing. I don't know if I'm the only one, but whenever I put on a lot of lip gloss, whiteness starts to surround the mouth, and I knew during the video that whiteness was surrounding the mouth, and I kept cleaning my mouth, but it kept building up again. So I don't know why I was doing that, because sometimes my lip gloss does it, sometimes it doesn't, but it looked a hot mess. And then something else happened in the video that was like, because at first when I seen that happen, and I was like, okay, like, you know, I could still edit it and push it out, because it was moments where like I was cleaning my mouth like off camera and coming back, and you know, but then it will build up again in 10 minutes, and I was like, no. So your girl is retelling the story because something else happened, and I just gave up. I was like, I deleted the whole thing, like all or nothing. Like, and the thing is, if I didn't delete all the footage, I still would have edited it, try to push it out. But because I deleted all the footage, I got no choice but to retell this story. So it is a little bit of a bummer that I am retelling this story, but it's cool because I got some drink with me. This is Stella Rose. Y'all about to be like, Irene, what type of time are you on? This is Stella Rose mixed with Don Julio. I know, y'all. I know. I need to be a little thrown off to retell this story. Oh, that's another thing that happened, y'all. My lace was showing in the video, and I don't have time for nobody to be commenting, talk about some, Irene, I love you, but your lace is not giving. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, your girl's lace was showing in the video, and I didn't even notice until I was editing. So let's get straight into this video. This is another story time on you guys know who, and if you guys do not know who, Zebra. So let's get straight into it. Last thing that we left off, and let me grab my phone because I got some receipts to show you guys, just a little bit, but still receipts. All right. So if you guys understand where I last left off at, you guys will understand the last time me and Zebra got into anything was when me and her got into an argument, and I cursed her out. Well, she cursed me out first, y'all. And y'all know me, I rebutted and I cursed her as the hell right back out, right? So at this point in time now, it's very crazy. It's a lot going on. People are coming up to me asking me what's going on. I'm ignoring them. And I do also want to remind you guys that Bozo used to go to the same school as me, transferred to the school, if you guys do not remember. Y'all, Zebra literally used to be up at the school to see Bozo every weekend, and it started off as every weekend, but then I low-key started seeing Zebra come into the school like every couple of days. I would see her at the school and she would be hanging out with Bozo. Also, y'all, me and Bozo, we didn't live in the same apartment building, but we lived across. So whenever I was walking to my car, I could see her apartment building, and so whoever was coming in and out of her apartment building, I could see because it was literally right across. I would sometimes see Zebra walk into Bozo's apartment, and if you guys are wondering like how'd you know where Bozo lived, y'all gotta remember Bozo lived with my friend. So yeah, but me and my friend, we were not really friends like that at that time. We were more so like acquaintances. Like we knew each other since we were young. We weren't like friends at that time yet. So I'm gonna say this is like around September-ish, like school just started about a month ago, right? So basically what happened was, also another thing to keep in mind is that the building that I lived in, I was friends with my roommate at that time, and it was so funny because me and my roommate, we became friends like the second week of me living there. And yeah, so I was friends with my roommate, so I always used to be in her room chilling. We used to just be, you know, chiefing up, drinking. You know, if we weren't doing that, I used to take naps in that girl's room. Like me and her were tight. I was always in my roommate's room, so where my roommate's room was set up was right near the guest parking lot, and I will always see Zebra's car parked in one of the guest parking lot spaces. And if you guys are wondering how I knew it was Zebra's car, I'm very good at noticing license plate numbers. So Baby, if I look at your license plate number once, I'm gonna memorize it. I might not memorize the whole thing, but I'm gonna memorize like the first couple of letters to let me know, okay, boom, that's such and such. I knew that Zebra would be there or whatnot, and I would just be like, ugh. At this time, my roommate did not know what was going on. I told her like a little snippet of what happened, but I didn't really get into full detail about what happened between me and this girl. So my roommate would tell me, and she'd be like, LOL, like Zebra's here. Like, she would tell me like to be funny, and I'd be like, ugh. So fast forward, I used to work at Ulta. If you guys don't know, or if you guys forgot, I used to work at Ulta, and I would sometimes work at Ulta on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got hired at the Ulta in Houston before I went to PV. And if you guys do not know, PV is like about a good, I'm gonna say my Ulta location that I worked at was like a good 40 something, 50 something minutes from Ulta. No, my Ulta location was about 40 something, 50 something minutes from PV. And you know, a lot of people would tell me, girl, you need to transfer, you need to transfer. And I don't want nobody in the comments telling me that I needed to transfer. I know I needed to transfer, because there was an Ulta that was like 15-20 minutes from PV, but y'all, I heard bad things about that Ulta, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like my Ulta location was any better, because it wasn't. But y'all know that saying where like it's good to know, like when you already know what you're dealing with versus like getting into a brand new environment. Like this Ulta that I was working at, I already know what I was dealing with. I already made some good relationships. A lot of my coworkers were friends. Like a lot of people liked me at that job, and my managers liked me. Some of my managers didn't like me, but like for the most part, the Ulta location that I was at was toxic, but in a funny way, if you get what I mean. Like, have you ever worked at a job that was toxic but it was still fun? That's the Ulta location that I was working at. But when I went and talked to the girls, because I ended up talking to some girls that worked at the location that was near PV, they said that that shit was depressing. It wasn't fun. Like, wasn't it? Then, oh my goodness, y'all, one of my managers that I used to absolutely despise, like I used to despise him, okay, I despise this man. He ended up becoming like the head manager and relocating to that Ulta near PV. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Like, bitch, I was clapping my hands when he was leaving. I'm not about to go meet him at the other location and work with him. Like, no, I did not want to see him ever again, okay? The thing is, I didn't really hate him, but he just did a lot. Like, he was a micromanager, basically. And he was a micromanager, and he also was like, he was a micromanager, and he was a manager that had favoritism. So if he thought you were cute, he would treat you better. He had like a certain type. He used to like these little Hispanic girls that were, you know, very skinny and stuff like that. And he was Hispanic himself. He used to like Hispanic girls that were very skinny. So like, if you guys just see the shit that he used to let them get away with versus my big black ass, bitch, he showed favoritism, y'all. He showed favoritism. And guess what? His ass had a wife with a kid on the way. He used to talk shit about his wife. He used to call her lazy. This nigga, he's not even nigga. This manager called her lazy. Bitch, she pregnant. Like, what the hell do you want her to do? Do you want her to get to the top of the building and fly? Like, she's pregnant. Like, and I'm talking about, she was like pregnant. Like, I'm talking about the bus, and he was talking about she's lazy. I just used to look at him like, then he'll be flirting with the car. Y'all, this story ain't about Ulta, but I'm just giving you guys a context clues as to why I did not want to relocate to the other location, right? I was driving back home because I also did not, my mom used to tell me like, hey, after you get off of work on the weekends, you can come to the house and sleep over, then go drive to PV in the morning. But y'all, I ain't gonna lie to you, PV was busting at that time. This was pre-COVID. PV was busting. I had the type of friends where I could legit be thinking I'm going to sleep at night, but these motherfuckers would text me and be like, get ready, we finna pop out at such and such, and next thing you know, we partying. So I never wanted to miss a party or a scene, or even just time hanging out with my friends. Or sometimes, you know, when you get to college, you kind of just want your own, you like your own space. Like, y'all know me, y'all know I live at home right now. Like, my people, they don't bother me. Like, you know, my room is my sanctuary. I don't want to say, it's kind of my sanctuary, kind of. My people don't bother me or whatnot. Like, I don't have strict African parents. Like, I be chilling, like, you know. But at the same time, I just like being by myself. And also, y'all remember, I liked my roommates. So I used to be turning up with my roommates a lot. My mom would tell me like, oh, you could come home so you don't have to drive all the way back to PV at night. But my ass, I just never cared. Like, I used to make that drive back, and I used to drive really fast. I would get back to PV in like 25 minutes instead of 40 or 50. No, that ain't safe. So one day I'm driving back to PV. I got off of work around 10 something. So I'm gonna say probably by the time I got to PV, it was probably 11 something. I'm on the phone with my mom. I don't know why I called her, but I called her. So we're on the phone and we're talking and stuff. And out of nowhere, mind you, I parked my car inside the parking lot. I get out the car and out of nowhere, I hear somebody literally laughing like this. Bitch, I said, is that Cruella the Veil? Who's that laughing? I literally said, who is this villain laughing? Like, I was looking so confused. I was like, what's going on? So I'm trying to ignore whoever's laughing, because y'all have to understand, kids be outside, the apartments, chilling, laughing. If you've been to college, it'd be a lot of tomfoolery, especially HBCUs. So I'll continue to talk to my mom, but the person is like, you could tell the person is laughing louder, and the person is laughing to antagonize the person that they're trying to antagonize. So I end up looking. I look up, y'all already know who it is. It's Zebra. Zebra is laughing to the top of her lungs as she's looking at me. And mind you, I'm on the phone with my mom, and I literally looked and I'm like, and I told my mom, I'm like, Mommy, Zebra is outside being childish as hell. Like, I don't know what she's doing. And so as I was telling my mom that, I guess when Zebra seen that I caught her attention, she took off laughing, walking away. She walked into Bozo's apartment. Zebra was on the other side of the apartments, across at the top rail of Bozo's apartment, laughing at me to get my attention. So I told my mom, and my mom, she was like, ignore her, like, she's childish, like, ignore her, like, don't say nothing to her. And so I was just like, I didn't say nothing to her, but it's like, why are you trying to get my attention? Like, why are you so pressed type? So boom, that happened, right? So gone on the days. As the days went on, it was a continuation of beef on social media. If you guys remember the last story time I told you guys, it was a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of her saying something to me saying something to her. But the thing is, Zebra would talk shit about me on her Snapchat, and then people would come and tell me, because we had each other blocked. The only place that I didn't have Zebra blocked was on Twitter. Every time she was saying something about me, people will be sending me her snaps. Like, people will be taking videos on their old iPhone so they could not get caught screenshotted on Snap and sending it to me, being like, Zebra's talking about you again. And I would just be like, damn, like, this girl is pressed. So I will be in retaliation talking about her. And majority of, like, the picture that Zebra was trying to paint to everybody is that I basically was making fun of her because she didn't have a car. That's basically the picture that she painted to everyone. I had some guys like asking me like, oh, Irene, that's bad, like, why would you make fun of... Boy, get your ugly ass out of a female drama. Like, why are you asking me those type of questions? At this point in time, Zebra ended up getting on Snapchat one day, and I'm going to show you guys the video, her talking about me. I'm not going to actually show the video on the screen because her face is in it, and this is not really an exposing story time. This is just like a life story. So one day, one of my friends, she ends up telling me like, hey, like, Zebra is talking about you on her Snap, and she sends me this video. Basically, if you guys do not hear what she's saying, she's basically saying the fat ass hoe, the fat ass bitch, talking about how I don't have a car, this and that, and then she screamed, bitch, trying to be funny. And I know some people have to be like, damn, Irene, you kept all the receipts, bitch, hell yeah. Bitch, I keep the receipts all the time, just in case a hoe want to lie about what happened in 1997 at 4 p.m. I keep the receipts. She said that, and the girl, one of my close friends that I was close with at the time, she sent me the video, and she was like, this girl's going in on you. And I was just like, this hoe is pressed. Like, that's the only thing that I could like think of in my head. Like, this girl's mad pressed, because people who not pressed not gonna be doing all this, right? Well, at this point in time, y'all know me, like, I used to retaliate, and I will go back and forth with her. So I got on my story, I'm arguing, I'm going back and forth with her, I'm telling what I have to say. Like, it's bad. Like, it's at this point in time, it's bad. The beef is getting worse. Like, the beef is getting really, really bad. The beef is getting more toxic. It's a lot of he say, she says type of drama, type of activity. It's a lot going on, right? Afterwards, I'm gonna say, at this time, October is approaching, and it's homecoming at my school, at my university. Of course, I knew that Zebra was gonna be at our homecoming because she was cool with Bozo, and Oh, that's another thing. Before I continue this story, Bozo literally, I don't know if you guys remember, but when me and Bozo fell out, she told me that I wasn't going to have no friends at PV. But literally, Zebra was the only person that I used to see her hanging out with. And Zebra didn't even attend PV. Zebra used to have to drive from Houston to drive all the way to PV to hang out with Bozo. But, and mind you, Bozo was going to PV since she was a freshman. I was a transfer student and I made more friends than Bozo. But Bozo swore up and down that I wasn't going to have no friends at PV because she said I was the problem. Bozo, you went to PV since you were a freshman and could not make not one good friend. Bozo was not really hanging out with people like that at PV. That's why Zebra had to keep coming up to the school to hang out with her. It's funny how life works. Like, it's funny, like, I just had to add that in because, I don't know, I just thought about it now. I was like, damn, like, it's funny how God works and it's funny how life works. Like, when God knows that you have a good heart and when God knows that, like, you don't have no ill intentions by your actions, he always blesses that person. But when God knows that, like, you being an ill person or you're being evil, he always punishes that person in the end. And I feel like that's what happened with both of them. Like, both of them, like, they reaped what they sowed when it came to me. Like, they both did. To the story, so at this time homecoming is approaching. You know, I was cool with this one girl. Me and her, we didn't fall out or nothing, but we just kind of went our separate ways. Me and her used to be very cool from high school, and she loved PV and she didn't attend PV, but she always told me, like, if they have a homecoming, she's coming. She said she went to the other homecoming, so she always used to be like let me know. Like, she kept telling me, if you participated in homecoming, Irene, let me know. I told her, I was like, hey, pull up to the house, pop out, like, let's still come. So she ends up pulling up to my house and she ends up sleeping over at my house for like 3 days, at my apartment for 3 days, and we go to homecoming. Now, if you guys don't know, like, homecoming got the games, homecoming got a whole bunch of parties, a whole bunch of tent parties. Like, it's lit. Like, it's so many different parties during PV homecoming. PV homecoming is lit type shit. Mind you, this was pre-COVID, y'all. I don't think y'all understand. For my people who go to PV now and attend parties now, I'm not saying that PV parties ain't good now, but I don't think y'all understand how good PV parties was like in 2018, 2017-ish. Like, that was the parties. Like, I don't know what happened, but when COVID hit, parties were never really the same. My main focus that time was just to have fun. I was going through a lot. Y'all gotta understand, I ended my friendship with Zebra in July, like the ending of July, the beginning of August. It was October and we were still beefing on social media. So y'all have to understand, I was not really stressed out, but I was irritated. I was tense. Homecoming came, I just wanted to have fun. I don't want to talk about no Zebra. I don't want to talk about nothing. Like, I just wanted to have fun, right? So my friend, she ends up coming to my apartment. We're having fun. We're talking about what parties we want to go to and stuff like that. You know, we choose a party and then we start getting ready. As I'm getting ready, she comes up to me and she's like, oh my God, like, you want to see this? I'm doing my makeup, so I'm not really looking at her. So I'm doing my makeup and I'm in the mirror. So I'm like, what? Like, what? She's like, Zebra. And I told her straight up, I said, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, not on no funny shit. I don't want to see Zebra. Like, I told her straight up, I said, this is homecoming weekend. Like, I just want to chill. I don't want to see Zebra. Like, I don't want to see Zebra at all. Like, I don't want to see Zebra on the phone. I don't want to see Zebra at parties. And thank God I did not see Zebra at any homecoming parties that I went to. I didn't even see Zebra at the tail. I didn't see Zebra at all during that homecoming. I just told her, I don't want to see Zebra. Like, I just want to have a good time. And she told me, she was like, nah, Irene, like, I know you telling me that you don't want to see Zebra, but you need to see this. Concern in her face made me feel like, okay, like, let me see what she's talking about. So I end up grabbing her phone. Y'all, it was a party the night before. I don't think me and her went. Yeah, me and my friend, we didn't went. We just stayed at the tailgate until like 2 in the morning because she had this boy that she had a crush on. So we stayed at the tailgate until 2 in the morning, but there was a party that was going on at the same time that we ended up not going to. Just decided that we were going to party the next day. Zebra ended up going to that party that we didn't go to. And it's 3 Snapchats. The first Snapchat, I'm sorry y'all, something's in my eye. The first Snapchat, Zebra literally has her phone up in the air and she's like, hey, hey. Guess who's behind her, y'all? Just guess. If you are not new to my channel and you watch all my videos religiously, guess who's behind Zebra? Stanley. So I'm just looking. So mind you, I'm just looking at the snap. And I'm just like, why? Like, I just knew instantly she was trying to be funny. You know what I mean? So she's in the background. She's, hey, hey. Stanley, he kind of looking like this. He's like he looking a little like, uncomfortable, like on some like he gonna pose because the camera there, right? So the second snap, she gets him again. She's like, we got Stanley, we got Stanley. Like she shouted him out. And the second snap, Stanley looked a little bit more comfortable. That little bit, I want to call him a bitch so badly, but that boy looked a little bit more comfortable. In the third snap, y'all won't believe what I seen on the third snap. This girl was giving him a roll up, and she was holding the camera up while she was shaking her ass, and he was just looking like he didn't know what to do type shit. Like he was looking like he was happy. If you guys do not know who Stanley is this guy that I literally messed with for like 6 years, and she knew everything about. She knew how I felt about him, and she was trying to be funny. That's just how I seen it. She was trying to be funny in that moment, and I feel like she was trying to, you know, let me know, like, look, bitch, I got your nigga. Like, and the thing is, me and Stanley, we weren't talking at that time, but that's just the vibe I got. So mind you, I watch all 3 of the stories. I look up, my friend, she's standing over me like she already knew that this girl Zebra was trying to be funny. So I literally just handed her the phone and I said, look, I don't give a fuck what she doing, because I wasn't talking to Stanley at that time. So even though I was upset, I wasn't that upset. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because yeah, Stanley, we weren't talking at that time, so I didn't really care. At the same time, I cared because I kind of felt like it's not even past Stanley. It's like, why are you trying to take it to this far of extent? Because y'all remember I told y'all about Zebra's boyfriend. Like, I personally felt like Zebra's boyfriend liked me, or he wanted to do stuff with me, because he always used to talk shit about me. And ladies, y'all gotta understand, if y'all always catch y'all man telling y'all, I don't like your friend, this and that, or if y'all always catch y'all man talking shit about a specific girl, best believe your man want to mess with that girl on the low, and he don't want to admit it to you, because he always used to tell me that her boyfriend was telling her not to hang out with me, that I was a bad influence, said that, da da da. And every time I would go around her boyfriend, and we would smoke when we were friends, he would always antagonize me. He would pick on me. I remember one time we were walking around the neighborhood and we were chiefing with each other, and this boy literally was like pulling on my hair and stuff, and it was just a lot. Like, he was doing a lot, and it got to the point where like I got irritated, because I was just like, man, can you get your man? Like, he's supposed to be messing with you. Like, why is he messing with me? So it's like, I knew her man liked me, and I could have been a grimy person and went to go try to mess with her man, but I'm not like that. But it's like, the opportunity you get to get on Stanley, you're there dancing and shaking your ass on Stanley. I know a lot of y'all about to say, Irene, what the? But Zebra used to grab Stanley by his crotch, and I know a lot of y'all about to be like, Irene, what? Zebra used to grab Stanley by his crotch, and I ain't gonna lie, I didn't do nothing about it. I used to be laughing with her, and he used to get so mad. He's like, hey, what the? Like, he'd be like, get your ass off of me. Like, he used to push her. And mind you, Stanley a big nigga. Like, he big and tall type shit. Like, he tall. So he used to push her, and he used to push her, and I would go off on him, and I'll be like, don't fucking touch my friend. And I remember it was crazy, because me and him got into a big argument one time, and he was like, because like, y'all remember I told y'all I always used to accuse Stanley of messing with other girls. So Stanley was like, you literally sit here all the time and you accuse me of messing with other girls, but you literally got your friend touching my crotch. Like, do you think that's appropriate? Like, he used to be like, if it was one of my guy friends touching your crotch, like, would you like that? Like, he used to get so mad at me, and I just used to be like, she's just playing. But looking back at it, Stanley had a point, because yeah, Stanley had a big point. But I was the type of person back then where I was so loyal to my friends. Bitch, my friends could do no wrong in my eyes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ask any of my friends. Even today, I'll be doing that bullshit. But sometimes I'll be having to tell my friends, like, hey, chill, you doing a lot. But I ain't gonna lie. Back then, I was the type of person where my friends could do no wrong in my eyes. I ain't gonna lie. So boom, back to the story. So Stanley didn't really like Zebra like that. So to see Stanley in the background getting a roll up was just weird. But like y'all already know from what y'all have heard about Stanley, Stanley is a hoe. So Stanley will fuck with her. Like, I know he would. As a matter of fact, he's tried to fuck with her, and we're gonna get into what happened with that. We're gonna get into the story about that. Not in this story, probably in the next one or the one after that. Because we almost done with this series, y'all. We almost done. But we got like 2 or 3 more stories on this series. So yeah, back, boom. So after I give my friend the phone, I tell my friend straight up, look, I want to have fun. Like I said, I'll deal with that later. Like, I want to have fun. So she was like, okay, I respect it. She was like, I just felt like I would be a bad friend if I didn't show you this. And I felt her. I was like, thank you for telling me that. So we changed the subject quickly. Like, she respected my wishes, and we went back to having a great ass weekend. So after that weekend was over, I told y'all I was gonna deal with it later. I meant what I said. So as soon as that weekend was over, I went to talking shit about her on my Snapchat, and I was just like, I don't know, I don't remember what I was saying, but I know I was just going off on a tangent about how girls would do this, girls would do that. Like, I was just going off, like, y'all, I was just going off. I was talking about how girls would do ABCD and blah blah blah, and these girls be hoes, they be wanting your man, this is and that and stuff like that. Of course, people were sending it to her, and y'all also have to understand, people that I had on her on my Snapchat, I fell out with, and they were cool with her, so they were sending it to her or whatnot. And so she was subbing me back or whatnot, and it was just a back and forth, a back and forth, a back and forth. Started adding each other on Twitter. It was a lot, like the back and forth, a lot, right? So I ended up linking up with Stanley, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna say about a month later, me and Stanley, I don't even know how that happened. And oh, if you guys don't know, Stanley went to PV with me. Like, I know I tell you guys about Stanley in high school and stuff, but Stanley went to PV with me. So me and Stanley, we didn't talk when he went to PV, but there was a night that he used to work at the school. So I was walking through the school and I seen him at work, and we was making googly eyes. Y'all know, everybody got that one guy that you always say you done with, but you don't really be done with. He was one of them. Like, I think that was one of the first guys that I ever really fell in love with. So he was like one of those guys that, like, I knew wasn't good for me, but I liked him a lot. So one day we were making googly eyes, and I ended up linking up with him, I think the next day at his house, or no. One day we were making googly eyes, then he started messaging me. And then I think like a couple of days, probably 3 days later, I ended up linking at his apartment. So when I linked up with him, I brought up the situation, y'all. Y'all knew. And mind you, it was a month. It was like a month, about 3 weeks later. But I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna still bring up the situation. So I brought it up to him, and I was like, hey, like, I was watching Zebra's story, and I seen that you were getting a roll up from Zebra. You were all up in her thing. Since when did you start liking Zebra? I was like, when I was fucking with you in high school, you told me you didn't like Zebra. Like, when did that change? He told me that Zebra saw him at one of the parties from afar, screamed his name, ran all the way over to his side, pulled out her dusty camera, and started filming him. And y'all, I believed him. And the reason why I believed him was just simply because Zebra ain't never filmed Stanley when I was talking to him before. So why Zebra filming Stanley now when me and her fell out, number one. And number two, Zebra had a habit of filming people like just unprovoked. Like, she was like that. I already knew he wasn't capping to me. And also from the way the snaps played out, you could tell that in the first snap he was uncomfortable. Like, you could see the look on his face kind of looked a little surprised, like, why is she near me? But by the third snap, I mean, the little horny bitch was happy because she was giving him a roll up, you know what I mean? So he tells me that, and he tells me straight up, he's like, I didn't go up to her. Like, he was like, I didn't even know she was at the party. She literally yelled my name. I was with my friend, she yelled my name, and I believed him because Stanley wasn't the type of person to do that. Like, he don't go catch roll-ups. Like, Stanley's a demon in disguise type shit. Like, he acts innocent, but he's not an innocent guy. That's how Stanley is. So I believe that that's exactly what happened. And then he said that after he gave her a roll-up, she was all over him. She was hugging on him. She was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. Like, being very flirtatious, like doing the absolute most. Started talking shit about her. He was like, yeah, you fell out with her, right? And the thing is, he knew that I fell out with her because my friend, y'all remember my friend that I told y'all that lived with Bozo? She used to throw parties. At that time, she used to throw like little mini kickbacks, little mini game nights. But at that time, me and my friend weren't, like I said before, we weren't that cool. But Stanley was cool with that group. So he used to go to the kickbacks, the game nights. And basically he would say that at the game night, Zebra was flirting with him. Why are you flirting with the man that I told you that I liked and all this shit? Like, you just trying to do the whole 9 type shit. Like, you really going hard in the paint behind this beat type. He also told me that at the party, the Zebra was talking a lot of mess about me, about how she hates me, blase, blase, like the whole 9. He said that's how he figured out that me and her wasn't cool, because he didn't know we weren't cool up until then, because like I said, me and him, we stopped talking. So he didn't know nothing. He thought that we were still friends until he got to the kickback and he seen how much she was talking about how much she hates me and all this shit like that. So I didn't really want to talk too much about Zebra because I don't trust Stanley. Stanley was a pathological liar. He's the type to talk shit about someone, but he slept with them. So I asked him straight up, I said, did you ever sleep with Zebra? Like, I asked him, because the thing with Zebra is Zebra also, if you guys do not know, Zebra uses her vagina to get revenge back on her friends. Like, Zebra has actually had sex with some of her friends' men when they fell out. Like, she's done that. So when I seen her around Stanley, I automatically was like, oh my gosh, she probably has sex with Stanley. Of course, Stanley said, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I was just like, whatever, bro. Like, whatever. Whatever. So he denied that he ever did anything with her. And the thing is, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have no proof, so we just moved on from there. So let's fast forward to why we're really here, right? A week or two later, I'm coming back from Ulta again. Like, this is one of them late night shifts. I got off at 10 something. It's probably 11 something, almost 12, right? I'm driving in the neighborhood. I'm coming back from Ulta. I'm playing on my phone. Now, I know. Some people about to clock me and be like, Irene, that's not safe. I know. Y'all don't have to tell me, okay? I know. I'm playing on my phone. I'm texting while driving. I'm watching snaps. I'm watching Instagram stories. Like, I'm playing on my phone. I'm texting, I'm looking up. I'm texting, I'm looking up. And let me give you guys a description of the way this area is set up before I get into what happened. The way this area is set up, it's like near PV. It's like a ramp that kind of like encloses to where you can make a right. And then there's also, as you're making the right, it's a 2-lane road. There's another road to where people who are already driving straight can come. So you're kind of merging at the same time, right? Now, the way this road was set up, I don't know if they changed it or not. I think they did change it. But the way this road was set up near PV, it was like elevated. It wasn't elevated too high, but it was still elevated up high. Have you ever been on those roads that were kind of like elevated up a little higher from the actual playing field of the ground? Like, they dug in deep. On the side of the road, it was just nothing but dirt and grass. So like, it was an elevation that went like that. On the other side, it was an elevation that went like that, and it was no ramps. It was no ramps. So basically, if your car went over, it basically was just gonna slide down. Or if the accident was really bad, you know, some cars tumble down. So that's the way that road was set up. And y'all have to understand, it's late at night and the lights are not really that good. So I'm giving you guys like a description of this area. I'm playing on my phone, right? Like, I'm driving the whole way through. I'm playing on my phone. I'm texting. I'm driving, you know, the whole way through, right? And y'all already know, as I told you guys previously, I'm speeding like a bat out of hell. Like, I'm speeding type shit. In that moment, something told me, put your phone down. And now that I'm like, you know, now that I'm seeking out to grow my relationship with God now, which I haven't been doing good lately, I ain't gonna lie. But now that I'm like, you know, on the path of trying to grow my relationship out with God, and I became a believer, I understand that that was the Holy Spirit that was talking to me. But back then, I wasn't in tune with God. I didn't care to have a relationship with God. And, you know, I wasn't mad or nothing. I just didn't care to have a relationship with God. But it's funny because something told me, put your phone down. And I knew it wasn't I knew for a given fact it wasn't me. Because, baby, I didn't want to put my phone down. Baby, I used to love texting and driving. And I even still do it to this day, which is not good. But, yeah. So I put my phone down. I do it to this day, but not as much for the people who about to come and type everything in my comments. I end up putting my phone down, so I end up looking up in the road, and I'm actually paying attention right now. So now I'm really driving. And I'm getting ready to make that right that I told you guys about, that ramp, right? Out of nowhere, a car comes, and basically the car came from that other lane. Remember, I told you it's 2 lanes. The car came from that other lane that was already driving straight. And so now when I made that right, as soon as I made that right, me and the car were at the same playing field. The car ends up swerving into my lane really, really quickly and swerving back into their lane, which caused me to lose control of my car and almost swerve into the ditch, and my car tumbled down into the ditch. But because I was paying attention to that car beside me, because when I seen that car drive up on the side of me, I was really, really paying attention. Because I was paying attention and I wasn't on my phone, I was able to hurry up and recover my car. Because the way that road, like I said before, is set up is, if it ain't no ramps. If you make the wrong turn, you're gonna fall into that ditch. When the car did that, and mind you, this shit happened so quickly. I know I'm pushing out the story, but this shit happened fast. So I'm scared. Like, I'm scared, y'all. So I'm like, you know, I'm struggling with the car. The car is like moving crazy and shit. And I end up like, you know, getting balance of the car, right? So the person pulls down their window a little bit because the car is tinted. Mind you, they're still on the same level of me, kind of. So the person pulls down the window and I can only see like this much, and I hear somebody laughing hysterically, and then they jot off really fast. Like, they drive off extremely fast. And remember, I told you guys I remember license plates. So I looked at the license plate and I knew it was Zebra. I need a drink for this, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, all jokes aside, maybe it's the alcohol talking, but I'm so disappointed in Zebra, like, even to this day, because I actually loved that girl. Like, loved her. Like, not on no funny shit. Like, y'all, I ain't crying. I'm digging my nose. What's wrong with me? But, like, I know some people, like, I actually love Zebra. Like, I don't love her no more. I don't have hatred for Zebra, but I don't care for her. But I actually loved Zebra. And I just felt like it didn't need to get to this level. Like, even if me and Zebra stopped being friends, it didn't need to get to this level to where you're trying to get me into an accident with my car. Like, the situation was not that deep, y'all. It just, like, now that I'm actually thinking about everything, I'm just thinking, like, wow, like, Zebra, you was really so beefed up and plexy with me to the point where you would have wanted me to get into an accident with my car. Because that's basically what Zebra was doing. And I don't want nobody in the comments trying to argue with me saying maybe she lost control of the wheel. The fact that she pulled down the window and started laughing lets me know everything that I needed to know. Like, the girl tried to basically get me to roll down that dirt road to get into an accident with my car. That's basically what she tried to do. So at this point in time now, she drives off. So I end up driving to the apartment to look for her. I called my mom and I told my mom I'm going to jail tonight. Because I was fuming. My mom's on the phone. She's trying to calm me down. I end up driving around the whole apartment complex because I don't see her car. So I thought initially she was trying to hide her car from me. But the girl, she didn't go to my apartment that whole night. I didn't see her for a while. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see Zebra for a while after that. Like, for a minute, right? My mom, she's just looking like, what's going on? Like, my mom started getting mad at this point now because my mom kind of just seemed like it was just escalating. You know what I mean? It was escalating and my mom started getting worried. Like, are these girls gonna hurt each other? Like, my mom was getting mad at both of us, honestly. My mom was telling me, she was like, are you replying back to her on social media when she subs you? I ain't never told my mom that I was. I will always call my mom when Zebra would do stuff to me. You know what I mean? Like, when Zebra was laughing hysterically, I'd be like, mommy, she's laughing at me, or like, you know, but I never really told my mom like I would retaliate, because my mom will always be like, ignore her, and I would keep quiet. Then when I get off the phone with my mom, I'll get in her ass. You know what I mean? So my mom, at that moment, she kind of knew that I was retaliating back, because she asked me, she was like, do you retaliate back when she said something to you? And I was like, no. And I lied. I lied, y'all. I lied. My mom was like, yes, you are. Like, my mom started going off on me. She was like, yes, you are. You're retaliating. She was like, because she ain't gonna be doing all that if you ignore her. Da da da. Like, she said she'll eventually get the message and she'll leave you the hell alone. She said you antagonizing her back. My mom was like, leave her alone. Like, I'm begging. Like, my mom said, I know it's hard, but leave it alone. Like, this girl's evil. Like, my mom knew at that moment that Zebra was on demon time with me. And I'm not gonna say I was on demon time with Zebra, but back then, the Irene back then was like, if it's time to play, let's play. Like, that's the type of Irene. That's the type of person that I was back then. Like, I was we could take it there. Like, we could take it to hell if you want to, and we could take it back. I'm not like that no more. I mean, I still get mad and shit, but I choose my battles. But back then, every battle was mine. So, you know, my mom, she was going off on me and shit, and I was just so angry. But for a while after that, I ended up not seeing Zebra. We're gonna stop the story time here so I can tell you guys the rest of chain of events that happened to Zebra and me. And yeah, the next story time is funny. I ain't gonna lie, y'all gonna laugh. But yeah, that's where we're stopping the story time. If you guys have not liked this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for sitting through this story time and watching it. Also, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. And another thing is, turn on your post notifications, because a lot of y'all be telling me that you guys do not get notified when I post. Well, you guys got to turn on the post notifications when I post, and that's how you'll be notified. I love you guys so much. Check out my socials, because if I'm not on YouTube, y'all, I'm on socials. I'll be on Instagram every day. If you guys follow me, y'all let them know down below in the comment sections. I'm always on Instagram entertaining y'all. Well, I don't really be entertaining. I'll just be taking pictures. That's still entertainment. But yeah, y'all follow my Instagram, because I really be on there. And follow my TikTok, because I've been taking a break from TikTok lately. I ain't been posting TikToks like how I used to, but I'm about to start back again, okay? I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.